Welcome to Microsoft Community Insight Podcast, where we share insights from community experts to stay up to date in Microsoft. My name is Nicholas, and I'll be your host today. In this episode, we'll dive into the role of observability in DevSecOps pipeline. But before we get started, I want to remind you to subscribe to our social media so you never miss an episode. So it help us reach more amazing people like yourself. Today, we have a special guest called Nisha. Could you please introduce yourself, please?
Hi, hello everyone. Thank you, Nicholas, for having me here. It's a pleasure, to discuss whatever we are learning today in this arena with the audience. So yeah, giving my short intro sort of thing. I am Neil, working as a developer advocate at Middleware, and apart from that, I run various DevOps related meetups in my local region and have given talks in 10 plus conferences last year and have been mentoring many students, many professionals in hackathons and open source programs. So yeah, that's more or on my end.
Okay. So before we dive into the main subject of the era, can you please like tell us more about what you do and day to day at your workplace at Middleware?
Yeah. So I work in a YC-based startup, and my role is around developer advocate. So I run the community for them. I used to host meetups across India, and apart from that, on my regular basis, I work with customer success. I make technical content sort of thing, and we are also starting out some podcast where leadership for podcast is there. We also starting out webinars, and it's more on tech awareness, like how the product awareness is there and how the community can get benefited from there. So we started hosting observability meetups across India and hosted in many cities. In similar manner, we also started to host in US where many professionals are coming and just it's not any product marketing meetup, but it's more on awareness because a lot of people gather together and share their problems because a single platform can be built where many people came on our observability platform and they just try to shout out like their problems and we are happy to like help them out sort of thing. These are the major thing like what I do on regular basis. And apart from that, my weekends are mostly on some meetups because we used to host at least two or three offline meetups every monthly in my local region. Because as we have good community people over here, we almost have 2,000, 3,000 people of DevOps over here. So we regularly gather together and share what is new, how this AI is coming and DevOps, how we can get benefit here, how we can use, and a lot of stuff.
Okay, that's brilliant. So uh, aside from the community work, what's this observability platform you mentioned earlier?
Yeah.
Is it
So
like Grafana or is it like like a pipeline that like you automate it?
yeah. So for there, I work at Middleware. It's a SaaS-based platform similar to Grafana, but it's a YC-based startup. Grafana is fully open source, but on the top of that, because you have Prometheus, you need to configure with Grafana and different stuff sort of thing. You need to manage and maintain a lot of open source tools sort of thing. So that might be a headache for many companies because they don't have many resources or they don't want to utilize many resources. So middleware is a like SaaS-based platform where if you just want to ingest your data, this small amount of data like 100 GB or something, they give it on you free. But apart from that, they have different features, a lot of features sort of thing. Let's say application monitoring, infrastructure monitoring, and nowadays LLMs are trending. So they
Yeah.
also have LLM observability because and you don't know what if whenever you just start writing a prompt and yet you just enter the answer is coming but you don't know how the answer is coming how the answer is accurate. So how you can better understand because as a person as a DevOps as a AI engineer you want that your customer could get benefited. So how you do that? So there is
Mhm.
LLM authority that helps you understand how accurate your answer is and where actually your traces are going. So if you enter the prompt, so the prompt is taking some memory, it is going to some LLM model, And every call, every request is measured in the traces of the observability request, and you can actually see like where the performance can be improved. So the LLM answer, response answer can be improved. So yeah, these are some ways on a different factor because we need to be in AI arena because it's now AI stuff in your routine.
Okay. Do you have the Oh, so that platform is with middleware, your company that you work for, that develop
Yeah,
the observability, and then it helps monitor like DevSecOps, where monitor LLM and as well. Is that correct?
yeah. So it's more over like this talk is more over on observability thing, how it's
Yeah.
also integrated. It's not a promotion sort of thing, but yeah, it's a general awareness. Like and DevSecOps pipeline observability also plays a critical role, and it can eventually help you out some at some portions. So your DevSecOps pipeline can get benefited, sort of thing.
Okay. Any chance you have something to show us about what it is? And how to
Yeah,
observe, like monitor LLM or DevSecOps pipeline?
yeah, yeah. So let me share my screen and
Yeah,
just
sure.
give you some brief like how observability settles in the DevSecOps pipeline and how it can improve your performance, sort of thing. Yeah, give
Okay,
me a
sure.
minute.
Oh, you mean? Oh, yeah, got it.
That is fine. You're
Yeah,
you're able to see.
yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, it was like just brief about me, like what I do and what I stuff. So yeah, talking about like how observability settles in the DevSecOps pipeline is. So observability is there in the core root because it can eventually help you to detect some vulnerabilities and issues on the go. If you see some logs and some because if some person is trying to catch hit some password sort of thing, you can definitely see in the logs that some IP is calling you a lot of time. In similar manner, you can definitely see how crucial it can be to detect vulnerabilities at a root scale. And observability is like core ability to understand. Like observability is majorly like what you have in your backend. It will eventually help you out to understand how the system is behaving. And what are the major components of observability? There are logs, matrices, traces, and how it will eventually help is it will eventually do the root cause analysis in fast manner. And then it will eventually help you in the security and maintaining the security posture. It will also help you in getting the compliances of a product. I guess like you are better understanding like from the diagram because observability can settle in between the core part of the DevSecOps pipeline. So how the DevSecOps is DevOps security plus operations, and because in each nowadays each and everything we need to improve the security, there can be breaches, and security is on the top notch thing nowadays.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So what are
Majority of the time, for like if it's a
yeah
client or project, security has to be the top. It has to be come from the top. Otherwise, if you come in the middle, then you have like miscommunication, and you won't have actual real tech SecOp.
yeah because security no, if someone breaches your product or application, then that will be a nightmare for any company because all the details, all the data is gone away. So so yeah, security is on a top-notch thing. People need to take care, even it's a small product or a large scale thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
so how do you like, for example, increase it? How would you automate that?
yeah,
The,
yeah,
the security
yeah,
is
yeah. Yeah. So I will come on that portion. So how observability is there. So some of the things are anomaly detection. If you see anomaly detection, so anomaly detection, uh, sees your past data, and it will predict that if it will predict that your something will be depreciating here, some scaling will be depreciating here. That is one thing, anomaly detection. And apart from that, let's say of any VM or anything, let's say it is going up to 90 percentage. So some real-time alerts will be there, and it will just from one click, the next VM would be spin up, and your CPU consumption will be lesser. So there are some automations that Observability can help you out. So one is anomaly detection. Next is real-time monitoring. So how fast your real-time alerts are there, real-time monitoring are there. It will eventually help you know if something is wrong with your uh, product, or if someone is trying out to breach some data, because the IP is concurrently accessing your APIs. So these are some automated way. And apart from that, I can also discuss on some of the key features of observability. That is like, as I mentioned, it is early detection. So pinpoint vulnerability because before they can breach. So we can definitely see if some data is going on in logs or matrices or traces, and some regular patterns are changed. Then we can feel like something is changed, and then we should get alerts, so we can definitely respond on that. And on the next years, most of the in this era, from monolithic to microservice, people have changed, and then people have changed to shift left technology, shift left services. So in same manner, shift left is doing the thing which we were doing previously afterwards to do it before. So shift, like shift left, how people are now consuming shift left in every technology. So integrating security checks early in the development cycle would be beneficial in this. And I have some examples sort of thing to better just understand like how what are the things you can do is. So uh, visualizing the failed connections, the failed connections of APIs, failed connections of anything, you can visualize and you can better understand it for root cause analysis, because it will faster your root cause analysis. Next is analyzing API call pattern. As I already told, like regular the API is giving out this, but if you don't, if something changes, you don't know. So in observability space, there is one thing, one service, because everyone knows about application performance monitoring, infrastructure monitoring, but one thing that is synthetic monitoring. Synthetic monitoring is just for APIs. In observability space, synthetic monitoring just plays. They are monitoring for just APIs. If your APIs are working properly, if your APIs are not working properly, then it will trigger out the real-time alert, so you can better understand like this API is not working well. We need to work something on this. Next thing is there are traces. So trace logs are there. Like traces everything of a request. If you have entered google.com, so your request has gone to wherever place, it will have a span ID, and it will showcase like wherever the request has gone. It will eventually help you out to better understand how how your request is working. I hope it is making sense, sort of thing. On the shift left security.
Sorry, can you give us some like best practices of using DevSecOps in observability for pipeline?
Yeah. So observability, like nowadays, if we made application, and after we are doing the security test, so I will tell that whenever your APIs are made, whenever your APIs are made, you should have the sensory monitoring, so that will eventually help you out, because in an application there are tons of APIs, so it will eventually help you out to like know like whichever APIs are working properly. And apart
Yeah.
from that, you need to maintain some real time alerts for different patterns. Patterns in the sense, see, now we had gone to chaos engineering. So what is chaos? So the chaos is the injecting some faults in our own application and then testing it resilience, like the how it will reliable your product is. So chaos engineering, we can use some chaos engineering over here. We can test it out, and we can also see if the alerts are coming on real time or not, if the logs patterns matches at that time or not. So we can be like we can have like controlled failures. So we can have whenever real time failures are coming, so we don't have to work on major things. I hope that makes sense. And a small
Yeah.
difference, a small difference between chaos engineering and testing is your application is working completely, but you just need to load tests and different sort of testing is there. But chaos engineering, chaos is a thing like you are injecting some faults in your own application and then testing it at a reliability level if it is working or not. So that will benchmark your application. Yeah,
So
this
have you integrated DevSecOps and chaos engineering in projects before in production?
Yeah, yeah. So we had actually some clients, and we made
Yeah.
the whole architecture for them, and they have their engineers to work on that. But yeah, the whole architecture we are made by us, and we gave the whole architecture to them, and they were impressed because it will eventually play and plug a lot of things in tech for their like system architect, and it will eventually because it was a big data company. They were having a lot of transactions sort of thing. So to maintain this and to have a secure thing, it is really important for them. So
Okay.
we made the whole architecture for them, and yeah, their engineers made the whole system sort of thing. And after
Yeah.
that, their at this scale also they don't have to worry a lot of things because they also go check mark all compliance certificates like ISO 27001 and HIPAA and different compliance certificates, and they have like good resilience systems because nowadays there are like in and around DevOps space. Apart from the DevOps, DevSecOps, there is infrastructure engineer, platform engineer. Platform engineer is also taking a lot of part in making the infrastructure more stable and more simpler manner. Similar way, chaos engineering is also booming, and it will eventually help you out to if your application can be scalable and reliable at some scale.
Okay. So in terms of how do you what else tool do you only use middleware tool or use external tool, whether it's from Microsoft or external tool for monitoring the, and as well for DevSecOps as well, or you just use middleware the product?
No, like I don't want to like promote middleware sort of thing because yeah, it will eventually help every product if you
Yeah,
have insights. If you have insights, let's say Microsoft have insights
yeah.
in their VMs. So if you configure insights in proper manner, if you have real-time alerts, if you can have distributed tracing, if you have synthetic monitoring at that place, if you use that, and if it works properly after chaos testing, then it's fine. Nothing is wrong. But these are the major things in observability space that are like you need to have for your application. If they are not if the tool which you're using is not providing all of them, then you need to jumble on two different tools and make a good ecosystem, and you need to maintain them. So that's a major problem. So if you have some resource, you have some time, you can maintain. But yeah, nowadays what is happening is I talk to a lot of VP of engineering of different companies. So on space, on DevSecOps space, so they have a lot of less engineers over there, and most of the engineers are working on application building and not majorly on the deployment side sort of thing. So majorly, If you have like complex compact tool where everything would be there and with less effort, like less manual efforts, then it is beneficial to them. Not nothing on bragging like I just use this, but yeah, it's a general
Yeah.
skill. Like I'm just telling it in general. If these are the major things. If you want to implement, if you can implement in your application, then the application will be on a large scale and it will really benefit you.
Yeah. I think you just need to think of security as everything you do, whether it's deploying things, every aspect you do, every ticket you do, you have to
Yeah,
maintain your security mindset as well.
yeah, yeah. You understand, like, yeah. There is a thing, like, these are the things you need to implement. Rather be any tool. That doesn't matter from my perspective majorly. But yeah, these
Yeah.
are the things that are to be done for an application perspective. So you can use many tools as per your resources. But if you have lesser resources, you can try out middleware ones. So it is different thing like whatever you use, then nothing to matter. Because Microsoft also have
Okay.
some on the security thing, and then Microsoft also have on the cost optimization thing. They have their FinOps sort of thing. Yeah, there are different things like whatever it can benefit you.
Yeah. So in terms of, let's dive into the community works that you do. So in terms of community, you say you did some like meetups in a weekend. Do you actually organize the meetup or is it
Yeah.
happening in the weekend where you live?
Yeah. So I run the CNCF chapter, the Docker chapter, the different cloud like related communities chapter over here. So I organize them, and I also give talk last year in some conferences like the Dev Fest, the Platform Con, Linux Fest, DevOps Days, and virtually some places. So yeah, these are the major things which I regularly do, sort of thing.
Okay.
And
So
we have like good, yeah,
how
please.
many community do you have involved? How many community are you involved with? Is, is it the three or four? The
Yeah, so yeah, four. And apart from that, we also have one community called Open Source Weekend, which
yeah,
some of my colleagues started previously, not from like the community colleagues, community people started, and where our main focus is to promote open source and to
yeah,
use to host events on different tech. Let's say Next.js, on platform engineering, on prompt engineering. So we have like because open source is in everything. Open source is in
yeah.
every tech stack. So we used to host events on different weekends and have different sessions on different technologies. So I also co-organize that. So yeah, that is one of the biggest community in our state, and many people recognize us on the basis of that community because if anyone from across India or abroad wants to host meetup in my local region, so they just contact us and like we are because we are doing a lot of events, so they know us like we can help them with some venue, some speaker, any sort of
Okay.
thing.
Yeah. So it's not just yourself, you have group of people that help you
Yeah,
organize things. Okay, that's good.
yeah.
So what do you normally do aside from community work? Do you have any hobbies or you just talking to conferences and helping the communities out?
So yeah, most of the weekends are gone on this way. But yeah, we used to play cricket. We are also a foodie, so we used to go to different places to try out some food.
Okay, so that's quite good. It's good that you're helping the community and stuff. I take it you get your company middleware help you with the community as well, so they give you time you need.
Sorry, like pardon.
So I take it you being encouraged to help with the community with by your company, or is it your passion to help?
No, no, no. My passion is there. I was doing this from last 2 years,
Yeah,
and I joined the company from last almost 7, 8 months. But yeah, my passion is there. Like I used to do a lot of meetups, meeting people,
yeah,
networking with people. So yeah, yeah. So from last 1.5 or 2 year, We have hosted 50 plus meetups over here.
Okay,
So yeah,
brilliant.
that is my passion, not nothing related with company, but yeah, even
Yeah,
as in my company, we have different things. So I also do some meetups for them also across India.
yeah,
But yeah, this is my true community passion sort of thing.
yeah. That's good. You never get tired then. You always keep you busy in your feet by organizing and learning as well. Because hope you're learning while you're organizing. Because
Yeah,
sometimes when you're
yeah,
organizing, you can still speak at events and stuff, so it still work out fine. Okay, so has
yeah,
this episode coming to an end? Is there any last minute words that you want to give to people if they want to go into DevSecOps using any observability tool?
yeah. There are some major things which I covered. So just try it out to settle whichever observability tool you measure in your application. So that will definitely help you out to scale your application with security perspective also. So yeah, that's it. And just give back whatever you have achieved in your career to your community folks in your local region. So that will eventually help grow community everywhere. Because nothing we will take away from with us, nothing we will get away. But yeah, it is eventually helping out a lot of more people. So more people can join us and more people can give their insights.
Yeah, that's amazing. And do you have any events that you're speaking to or going to? Like
Yeah,
events,
yeah,
whether it's a DevSecOps, DevOps events, you are?
yeah, yeah. So, in April next month, I'm going to Kubernetes Community Day Chennai. That is in one of the KCDs that is happening in Chennai in India. So I will be having a talk around EDPF, that is around security sort of thing, and which is one of the CNCF based project. So if you are there, coming there, let's catch up over there.
What's the session on? Sorry.
EDPF and Cilium.
Okay.
So yeah, yeah.
Okay, no worries, brilliant. Thanks for coming on this episode, Nilsha. It's amazing to get to hear your story about DevSecOps and observability. So thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.